Today we are talking about the bad boy bath, and we mean energetically. It's your job to clean stinky stuff. We don't clean stinky stuff, we clean energetic stuff. And when I say we are referring to, and look, we are cleaning energetically. We are talking about men. We'll just put it out there, but not just men. So it could be the big boy bath or it could be the big brat bath. And we were playing around with another word instead of brat, but we thought that wouldn't be very nice. So, um, why? This came up yesterday. And yeah, we've been doing this for years, but someone said you have to throw this out there to everybody. What are we referring to? Okay, people come to us, and we're talking about like clients, but also friends, people we know. I mean, we get lots of work that we do for people we know, and especially people that are in relationships and they have a significant other that hasn't been acting the same. There is some disconnection within the relationship. Uh, Something going on and they miss having their, old sweet Johnny back. What happened? What's going on? Can you please do a clearing? Can you please check in and see what's going on? And oh my God, thank you so much. They're calling me. They're saying all these sweet things again. And whilst there's no guarantee, anytime there's something going on energetically that really can hamper a person, whether it be a person in a relationship or not.
I think this is your first line of defense to, help your loved one get back on track because everything begins in energy, whether you choose to believe so or not. It's just a universal truth that everything begins energetically. So I guess we need to talk about what goes on in the session. What is it that is making these people take a turn around the corner and change their ways?
Look, one of the things that is covered in the very lengthy protocol is cord clearing and cutting attachments to things, people, places that no longer serve. They very much siphon. They very much like carrying around bowling balls. And that just made me think of sometimes people are like carrying around bowling balls, aren't they? Like, uh,
Yes.
it's a really great idea to really cleanse and clear any energetic frequencies that might be no longer serving. So that's one of the great, big things. Sometimes traumas can be reactivated from your timeline or from even past lives through uh, triggers, triggers in the reality, in the holographic reality that we're living in. And so, if somebody all of a sudden isn't connected, they very well are probably in a lower vibration. They could have entity attachments. They can have, I'm thinking contracts, even with darker force energies, or just ones that need to be sort of renegotiated, revamped, portions of it dissolved. And so those are some of the things that the guides look for. They could have spirit bugs. I mean, who would feel good if they're sort of like have a massive encampment of like energetic, parasitic, lower consciousness.
Yeah. If someone you know is acting out of character, like you know them as a more compassionate and level-headed person, and they're just seem like they've gone off the deep end or they're not handling things well, a lot of times that's an energetic interference that can only be taken care of spiritually and energetically because, we all know that the medical system, their answer is to medicate, which usually makes things worse. So it's always good. This is a gentle, effective method that's not going to have harsh side effects. So,
And there's always the triad, the mind, body, and spirit, and we're not downplaying anything medical or emotional. And there certainly is self-responsibility, but hurt people hurt. And so if they're not feeling joyful and happy, and if they're not sovereign, they can only give so much of themselves. They can only, share what they have to give. And so an energetic cleansing is an excellent way to bring somebody, back to that state of non-clouded awareness and judgment and an uplift in vibration, happy people, they're much more likely to be able to reciprocate. They have this, well, we all know it's like this. I think of a higher vibration as this, flourishing instead of this, where the energy field just really retracts.
Right.
And
Yeah, and lower energies, their MO, they feed off of lower emotions and things. And so, we all, as we go through life, have those low emotions, but if you get something that attaches to you and is getting that nourishment in the form of those negative emotions, they're going to do everything in their power to bring them lower and lower and lower. And that's why I say, if the person's acting out of character and it's not something that you have experienced from them before, that this could be a real help in freeing them from, like if you were to get a virus or something, you would need to get that out of the system.
and you could be getting energetic cooties from that
Yeah,
person
that's a
too.
good
So
way of putting it.
you're doing yourself a
And
favor.
it could, yeah, jump. Yeah, it could jump people because they're poking at the low energetic, they're bringing the person low, making them angry, and every thought that they may have had, all relationships have those little things that you find annoying about the other person. Well, they're
The
going
cracks.
to take
Yeah.
that and twist it, and they're going to turn you more against the other person, which hurts the relationship. And so then they can get the other person low, and the other person's low, they can call their friends in to have a little feast.
Yes, feeding frenzy. Yeah, especially
Hmm.
if you're lying in bed, with somebody. I mean, your energy field is greater than your body. Your body's actually in the energy field. So, when you're lying with somebody and you're connecting with them, I mean, you're enmeshed, in that
Hmm.
energy. Certainly.
Yeah, very
Uh,
intimate, close connections. And nighttime as well is a prime time for interferences because that's whenever everyone's guard is low.
Yes, and this is not just about men. I said that cheekily because really, I think women spend a lot more time thinking about relationships versus the men, but absolutely, it's not, an absolute. And this can go with even I've had people come because of bosses, somebody important in their life that is really causing a lot of low frequencies within themselves, a lot of issues, a lot of problems. It is just amazing when they go in and they clear traumas, from a person's timeline. It's like some magic can really happen. It's very, 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 very restorative. No, it's not an absolute, but it sure as heck helps.
Yeah, our main goal with the remote spirit release is to bring people back to their baseline into themselves where they're not being influenced by unseen forces. You can't, how can you fight something that you can't see? So if your loved one is going through something, but they can't put their finger on it, they don't understand why they're feeling that way. A lot of times that is an energetic thing. Could be a leak, like you said, a leak from past life traumas and things. Or it could be, just a parasitic entity coming across the person and finding them in a low spot and taking advantage.
Mm. And again, not just for men, but it seems like there are an extra amount of men that spend time, I feel like, on computers. Women seem to not always, but like move around more, and maybe even more social. But the computers, any type of tech device is an it's like an ample opportunity for AI integration or DFEs to enter. Something about the frequency that really pushes and frays the energetic, the aura, the energy field. And so that is something that is also cleansed. And I mean, if you
Hmm.
have a partner that is constantly on a device, it's a really great idea to have that looked at as well. I mean, it's
True.
actually part of the protocol, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And you talk about men, culturally, it's just been, in the past. more so than in the future or present time. But men were made to suppress their emotions and deny their feelings. And so, that's a dangerous situation to be in whenever you're having issues, but you're not acknowledging that or asking for help.
Mm. Yeah, and they seem a lot
And a lot of
less.
times they turn to those electronic devices to
Mm.
get the comfort, and that's, open gateway for that kind of thing.
They seem a lot less likely to reach out for the help as well. So
Mhm.
that's why we do get a lot of the women in the partnerships reaching out for assistance for their masculine counterparts, for sure.
It does tend to be the women that they're constantly monitoring everyone's emotions, everyone's feelings and needs, and they usually are the ones that pick up before anyone else when something is not quite right. So what do they call that? Mother's instinct, woman's instinct.
And we can keep going. I mean, there are so many different relationships, parent-child, etc. I mean, we frequently have people reach out for their own kids, whether they be young or adult. Yeah, lots of those.
Yeah, because a lot of times parents don't realize what their kids might be exposed to these days. Kids are exposed to so much more than they were when we were young, right? And electronics especially. Just be on alert to to any subtle changes and ask for help where needed.
Yeah, so another thing I was thinking of, the chakras. If there is a low drive in terms of passion, very much could be a disconnect there, within the chakras or say the sacral, where the seat of passion and I think, vibrance and creativity and of course, amour. It could definitely be holding trauma, which needs to be
Oh,
released,
yes.
and not also there sometimes are disconnections between the chakras, or it could even be a grounding issue where the energy isn't coming up, it's not flowing, like up and down. And so if that's really clipped off, and then there's low motivation, low drive, low interest in really doing anything, outside of routine, I feel like.
Yeah, good point.
It's like a bird's wings being clipped, when they have all of these
Mm.
interferences. So if you have a bad boy or a big rat that needs some extra TLC and
It
energetic
might not be
attention,
their fault.
right? The guides would absolutely love to assist and help. So make sure you're reaching out to us. You can either reach me at www.taraable.com or Natasha at.
www.natashaparvin.com.
Yeah, so we work together. Just reach out to either one of us, and the proof is in the pudding, as they say. It's hard to explain to somebody that's never experienced it themselves how freeing and cleansing it feels. Obviously, everybody is different. Your level of sensitivity, the amount of shift that occurs depends on the amount of work done. But we have tons and tons of testimonials to back us up. So feel free to give us a try. That's really where we get most of our work. It's from referrals. People have it done. They're like, oh my God. And then they tell their friends and they tell their friends. And so,
Yes.
that's how it goes. And we're just very, tickled to be part of this and absolutely love it and are passionate about the work. So please reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. We aim to serve.
Yes. Let's get you back to yourself.
Energetic scrub a dub dub.
That's right.
We got it.